YouTube is the kid Jus'Black. Welcome to my YouTube. It's Jus'Black TV, man. I just felt like just rambling, talking today, man. Trying out some new stuff. As people say, I need to live stream more. That's the wave of the future. So we're gonna live stream. We're gonna have a little talk, have a little chat, sip a little drink. It's Friday night. Why not? So, well, let me start. Let me just start. Earlier this week, Chrisean Rock had her baby. She had a baby with Blueface, the rapper Blueface. Blueface still rap, but Blueface the rapper. I don't follow them. To be honest, I don't listen to their music. I try not to let toxic into my space, but it get in. I'm still a little ratchet, but it's kind of hard to not know what's going on because it's all around you and it's like the talk of the town. So and every time I see these guys, Blueface and Chrisean, I see like them in the social media or in media, like in mainstream media. They in mainstream media. It's always like a toxic interaction. And me, I like to like observe people. I'm a weirdo in that way, so I like to observe human behavior and think like why people do this, why people do that, why people say this, why people say that. Why is this being pushed or like highlighted in a certain way? But anyway, so I posted on social media when she had her baby because I found out she had her baby and she named the baby Chrisean Malone Jr. So her full name. And so I posted about it, and I posted a post that I guess it was salacious, but I wasn't intended to be salacious. I thought it was like an agreed upon understanding, but apparently not. But I said Chrisean Rock naming her son, giving her son her full name, and calling him Junior is screaming, I don't need no man. And I got tons of pushback, tons of women commenting, and it was kind of like I can't say I didn't know that it would be that way, but it was kind of different. It was kind of different, and it was like emotional reaction. So for a few reasons, I think for a few reasons, there's an emotional attachment to Chrisean Rock. There's an emotional attachment. Uh, I think women see a young girl making mistakes and they see themselves in it. And so if you critique or you say anything uh, in criticism of her because they have personified or seen themselves in her, or or they see themselves or see mistakes that they've made in her, they take it as if you're attacking them. Or if you or it's like is this thing I call it a single mother complex. And it's really and of course when you hear single mother complex, people will automatically think it's about being a single mother, or it's some kind of like overweight accountability being placed on a woman who's had a child and her father is not present, leaves or decides not to be there, or even say he's not going to be there from the beginning. They take that as like them going through a plight of being a single mother, or their mom was a single mother. They take it as an attack on single mothers when it's not about single mothers at all. It's not about women per se. It's about the family unit and like the concerted effort for the powers that be, America, to destroy the family, mainly the black family. I can only speak about the land I know, which is the black family. And so it's not about her having a child. It's a that being a highlighted part of our existence is for a reason. At least to me, I feel like it's for a reason that Chrisean Rock and Blueface have become like this, like representation of what like a young black couple is, where poor communication and anger and violence and jealousy and possessiveness and tic tac back and forth. That's a narrative that's being pushed on purpose. And like Larry Elder, which is a black conservative, he's like right, he's a right leaning black conservative. He was on the Breakfast Club a few months, like a month ago, and his whole thing is the destruction of the black family, and that's the basis or the like the root cause of the issues that black people have in this society in this country. And I agree a lot with that. I don't agree with I don't agree with his idea of where it comes from. Like the because he has the idea that the government or namely Democrats put these legislations in place to subsidize a single mother and also incentivize a single mother. Basically, make it make it profitable or favorable for you to be a single mother. So if you didn't have a father in the house, you can receive a certain assistance and a lot of assistance. And that's a fact. That's in the '60s that legislation was passed, and it has contributed to the shambles of the black community ever since, and just black and poor. So it's a class thing, but black people tend to be in the poor class more so than any other race. So I think it was done by design and it was done on purpose. Where me and Larry Elder differs, Larry Elder thinks that it was done for benevolent or like a positive reason, and it just turned out bad. I think it was I think it was designed to be bad from the beginning. It was designed to separate father from the family and family from father, and disrupt natural order. Not to get too deep, or not to like start talking in a language that people don't talk in. But anyway, back to the Blueface and the Chrisean Rock thing. So that is the illustration of that playing out. So we were able to see this couple meet, date, have a very public and toxic relationship from the very beginning, and then people viewing it as entertainment, and some people viewing it as a normal existence of relationship or dating, which is that stuff ain't normal. That's not how that's not how you coexist or have a companion. And all the way up until she get pregnant, and then this guy like this guy Blueface is openly campaigning for her to get rid of the child. So okay, so let's go back to Chrisean and Blueface. So when people so when I say like when I say Chrisean named the baby after her, it's important to say that Blueface wasn't didn't come to the birth, reportedly. Blueface didn't come to the birth, and he also wanted an abortion. But so when you say that women go to the defense, or people who have been following her, mainly women who have been following her, take like a vested interest in her, and so they're like, well, he wasn't at the birth, or he wasn't this, he wasn't that. It's not about that. It's not about their singular situation. It's about what that represents. It's a symbolic thing. So it's not just we watched that plane crash from the beginning. We watched it take off, and we knew how it would land. And so now we see a baby bringing it to the fold, and that was automatically a terrible thing. But because the world is watching, at least the country is watching, because I heard Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked talk about when he was at a party with like politicians and like Obama, and they were talking about Chrisean and Blueface. Think about that. Leaders of the free world talking about, so it's captivating the whole country. So people take that, and they take that as it's an attack on her, or it's like alleviating Blueface from any fault. It really is. They both are toxic. They both behave in a way that goes against natural order, natural law, goes against how you interact with each other as a family. Compounded by bringing a child into the world that, from the jump, is set up for failure because it's set up for it to be a single parent household. It's set up to be her a single mother, and then them be at odds for the rest of that kid's life. That is a recipe for destruction. And unfortunately, you're not allowed to say that. Unfortunately, you're not allowed to say, hey, that's a bad idea for y'all to be procreating. And then when you say that, you see people want to point the finger. It's not about her. It's not about him. It's not even about them singularly. It's just the mentality that it's okay to bring children in the world in a unhealthy partnership, in an unhealthy relationship that's doomed for failure. Of course, things happen. Relationships fall apart. But I think if we had a better hold, a better understanding about how to get along, how to be partners, and create children with the intentions of being a part of a family unit and also being healthy. So like we live in a sick society, man, and especially is being pushed on our kids at a lower level. And Chrisean Rock and Blueface just happen to be the antithesis of that. Happens to be the poster child of that at this moment. But it happens all the time. You seen like when Kiki Palmer and her boyfriend was having a public tiff, which probably was bigger than we made it in the public because I'm sure they went to the same house and were fine. But just the idea that you ain't going that y'all ain't gonna get along and that's just okay, and that ain't okay. And I know I'm rambling, man, and I intended to because I just wanted to get that off my chest, and I figured I should put more content on YouTube, man. I try. It's hard for me to make content because I have so many ideas. So like I'm naturally a funny guy, but sometimes when I sit down to make content, it's just always serious. And so I'll try my best to, because I'm very good at inserting humor to to speak a point. But when it's just one on one, when I'm just looking at a camera or I have my lights, it's hard to do, man. Maybe it'll come organically, but I definitely wanted to speak about the family unit and the destruction of the family unit. I wanted the importance of not having, just to have a mother and a father, the importance of and it's not in the time, because it's so flawed, it's so broken, it's so messed up that when you talk about it, everybody's on defense, and it becomes like a finger point, like men do this and men need to be there, and women do this and women. It's not about women. It's not about men. It's a collective. It's a collective understanding of what it all means, what it means to have a child. So people really feel like, oh, if a mother could just raise a child on her own and feel, and we have this thing, especially like in our community, that like if you survived it, then it must be okay. Hey, my mom was a single mother. I turned out fine, but really, did you? Like, really, did we? And I heard, and so I put this on social media. I think I put it on my Facebook. And I had women commenting, and I understand the plight. I don't get too offended because I understand the outrage. I understand the plight because you're not hearing what I'm saying. You're not reading what I'm saying. You just see your triggers, and then you just gonna be dictated by your triggers, as opposed to like actually hearing what I'm saying, so we can have an actual conversation. Maybe we can improve. So like I had a woman who was like, oh, don't you have a kid? Because I have two children. Don't you have a kid? And and I do that. Her asking me that is her like trigger, and she feel like I'm attacking single mothers. It's not about single mothers. Yeah, I have a son that's 11 years old, beautiful son. I got a beautiful daughter. From my 11-year-old, me and his mother was married. Didn't work out. We were young, and that's a story for another day. But it's not about. They say, well, you created a broken family. Absolutely, man. So it's not a finger point. It's not a conversation about. It's not a conversation about who's wrong. It's about where do we go now? It's broken. It's like if you see something broken, you say, well, it's broken. Now what do we do? Instead of saying you broke it, he broke it, that broke it, this person broke it, that broke it, the government broke it. All these things are true at all at the same time. It's all broken. It just is. So now let's fix it. We don't have to do the man versus women thing, but this idea that they perpetuate into us is toxic. The stripper music is toxic. The murder music is toxic. And all these things are done by design. Our genres of music is the only genres of music now on a large scale that don't make love songs, that don't make stay together songs, that don't make marriage songs. There's a reason, and this is not even a conversation about marriage because marriage is what you make it. But that's all I wanted to say, man. I just wanted to stream today and have a conversation. Um, Test out my new equipment, my new microphones, because I'm gonna be streaming a lot more. Be trying to have more conversations about what's going on, and be more active on this channel and help try to grow this channel. I want it to be fun. I want it to be entertaining. I don't want it to always be so heavy. I guess I'm just in that space now where I'm just super vigilant about family. I'm just of a older age. I've been broadcasting a long time, and so some things are just serious. Some things are just heavy. Some things are just so complex in conversation that it's hard to joke about it because people don't kind of really get the importance of the nuance of it, the nuance of the conversations. Um, it's the government gave incentives to be single parents for a reason. It's a cold game. It's a cold design, man. But anyway, man, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Hit the like and subscribe button, share it. Have a conversation at home, man. Have a conversation at your barbershop. Have a conversation with your family, with your friends, with the people you dating or you married to. Have a conversation. What do you think? Cause I don't know, man. It's just super important, man. And you can't be dictated by your triggers. You can't take these conversations personal because then we can never have the honest conversations to help solve these issues. You know, voting is great, voting is cool, but man, if we when you speak of power and you speak of generational wealth, you speak of influence. It's always people. They always speak of families. They don't speak of like one person. They say the Medici family or the Kennedy family or even the Kardashian family, or whatever. You speak of families. It's a reason why. So the powers that be understand the importance of family, and so if we keep having these conversations where we make it about what the man did, what the woman did, understand that we fighting each other when it shouldn't matter. We will have children with someone that we know we won't coexist with forever. It's getting to that point where like people just be like, yeah, I'm gonna have a baby in the next 5 years. And it's like, well, who? And you're like, well, I figure that out down the line. Man, well, you should be. And I love my babies, man, but it's one of those things where when you know better, you do better. But anyway, man, y'all let me know what y'all think. I already talked y'all head off, man. Y'all like and subscribe. This is just a dry run to see what I'm do. We're gonna have more conversations about it, man. More conversations about everything, whatever's going on. It's just I just had this conversation with y'all because it just was interesting to see people's outraged by me voicing just symbolic things like if as a woman naming your son after you and naming it and putting the junior at the end. It may not sound like a lot, but it's just some symbolism of yeah. So since you didn't show up, I'm gonna just do it this way to make a statement. Or since you didn't want me or you didn't want this baby, and there's a lot of trauma pent up that you probably should handle before you pop out children or something. And if a man tell you, hey man, I don't I don't want to have a child, and you go through with it. I'm not a proponent for the vacuum, the vacuum. I'm not. I don't subscribe to that. I don't. I'm not. I never paid for no planned pregnancy, parenthood consultation. I should say I never paid. That's not my thing. However, it's a lot of things that have to be discussed. If you living reckless and then you guys end up getting pregnant and the dad says, hey, I'm not gonna be involved. Think long and hard about that because it's very important that he not only has a father but a father that's gonna be involved. And even me and my girl had this conversation because she'll be like, well, a healthy one healthy parent is better than two toxic parents, and that's just missing the whole point. It's not about obviously you guys have a child, it doesn't work out. That's not the plan. The point is to not even get to a point where you guys ain't gonna get along, to not even interact with people where you're not gonna get along, to not even be dating people if you're going to interact in an unhealthy, toxic way. If you're going to do tit for tat, you're going to curse, call each other names, abuse each other, abuse yourself. These are significant red flags to say that you're not ready for a child, and that person you with not ready for a child. So before we even get to the child coming into the world, it's probably a good idea to just dead that or be safe or be diligent with your with your condoms or whatever the case may be, because it ain't that, Chan. It ain't that. It's just not a good idea, man. It's a terrible idea, and it's child abuse. It just is to bring a child in the world in an environment that's unhealthy. Before the baby was conceived, it was unhealthy, and y'all get knocked up. That's unhealthy. That's child abuse. To bring a child in the world knowing that a father won't be around is child abuse. It's not finger pointing. It's not blaming a woman. It's the same. It's for the men too. The men going in unsafe, knowing that he's not ready to be a father or don't want to be a father with that woman. He's equally to blame. So it's a double edged sword. And it ain't about what people. It ain't about the mother. It ain't about a woman and women need to do this. It ain't about what a woman need to do. It's about making smart decisions together. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy bringing children in the world. Sex is fun. Sex is amazing. Sex is great. But it's ways to do it without getting pregnant or impregnating somebody. It's ways to do it without reckless abandonment that a child is going to develop trauma or abandonment issues, or going to miss out on things you get from a father just through osmosis, or things you get from a mother just through osmosis, things you get about solving conflict just by seeing a healthy interaction between your mother and your father. But I didn't understand the outrage. I didn't understand the outrage of saying that you should bring a child in the world under healthy circumstances. I don't understand how that's a problem. But I don't know, man. While y'all out here doing whatever it is that you doing, I'll be in the bathroom. Boo boy. Scared Jus'Black.